Greetings everybody. So this is a lesson in how to set up Facebook advertising. Now if you don't already have an account, and you should have opened one by now by coming on board, you need to go into Manage Ads, and you should have your ad account set up. So normally that will be accessed through your personal account, even though it will list your various company accounts in here. So go to Manage Ads, and you will find that your overall advertising manager pops up once it eventually loads, and you go into your account. So if you have a few accounts, so they would be listed like this, but for most of you, it's probably just going to be one account listed here. So double click on it, and it will load Ads Manager for you. Now, if you want to create a campaign, that's pretty easy to do. So you need to just simply click Create Ad. And what will come up for you is an ad creation template inside Facebook. So it will give you these choices here. So do you want it for traffic? So you want to send people to a website or a particular message or conversation. Do you want it for engagement? We get more page likes. App installs is probably not going to be applicable. Video views might be if you're simply looking to gain presence. But for most of you, it's either going to be lead generation, which gives you the ability to place a form into the Facebook ad itself, so they click on it and a form will come up where you can collect their email address, or you're going to be sending them to a landing page, or you can specifically send people to Messenger where you can have conversations with them. To begin with, I would suggest you go for lead generation. So if you click on that, you then need to name the actual advertising campaign, and make sure you spell it properly, otherwise you get it underlined in red, and then continue on. So if you do have multiple accounts, make sure you're on the right account, and then you need to select an ad set name. Now you can put this video onto your computer as you go through this and listen to it so you can set it up properly. So in this case, I'm specifically doing it for Australia. It's under my advertising account. Now I can use a saved audience, or I can create a brand new custom audience in this area here if I want to. So I can exclude cities if I need to, or I can use a save audience. So in this case, I can simply pick one of the audiences that I've already set up, such as the inner circle for London, LA, Perth, Sydney, Melbourne. Total 1.6 million people within a very specific, if you look here, the United States, Los Angeles in this particular one. Sorry, let's go back to inner circle, London. There we go. So 1.6 million people. They speak English. They've got interest in personal development. They age between 30 and 50, and within those cities and specific area around the cities. Now you can reduce the area from 24 miles down to 10 miles because it's a US company, as in Facebook. They do everything in miles. So that audience I've already set up, and I'm going to show you after this how to go into Ads Manager and set up audiences specifically. But you can also do it here. Not with as many criteria, I find, so it's generally better to set up your audience in Ads Manager up here. So if you click here, click All Tools, you will see in here we go to Audiences. So I'm going to leave this page, go to Audiences, and set up a new audience here. So create audience. So I'm going to create a saved audience. create a custom audience. It's going to link to audiences I've already got on Facebook, such as people who have been liking my page, and I can create duplicate audiences and other audiences that may be applicable for me. But in this case, we're going to saved audiences. So my new audience is going to be AR Australia. And I want to go people who live in this location. So within Australia, it's going to be Sydney, Melbourne, Brisbane, Adelaide, Perth. So actually the capital cities, but they're the main ones I'm going to focus on in this audience. Now at the moment, that's going to give me an audience of 11 million people, which is really too big. Age group is 18 to 65. So I want to narrow that down a little bit. So if I take the audience, in this case, I need it to be from 30 to 50 years of age. So we'll probably take it to 28. And it's both. Now, detailed targeting allows me to pick demographics. So I can click suggestions as an example. So I can find those who are female entrepreneurs, women in business, anyone in the EO organization, a CFO or founder of a company, small business owners, owner and founder. I can really click, all these suggestions here. Co-founders, president, CEO, founder, president. All of these are applicable to what I'm looking to do. So I want founders and people that actually own companies and target them. So I can really pick any of these people. So I can type in business in here as an example, and it will give me suggestions. So business. And I can type in business again. And it's going to come up with, say, small business. And I can type up entrepreneur. And I could pick something like Entrepreneur Magazine. And let's have a look at my audience now. So I'm down to 3.4 million people, 3.4 million people, which is quite a good audience size, nice and broad. With my advertising spend, that's going to get me into that audience that I want to. Now I can start to narrow it down more. So, I could go to, as an example, Perth. I could narrow down my audience as an example to, say, 10 miles around Perth, or maybe, more than that, probably out maybe 20, 25 miles. Yep. Which is where it was. Or I could even go out to 50 miles, depending on the city, like Sydney as an example. And I could probably go out 50 miles there, cover the greater part of Sydney. That would boost it up to 3.4 million people. Whereas Perth's probably fine at 20 miles, etc. So Melbourne, we could probably do the same. Let's have a look there. So it's covering most of the Melbourne area, so that should be fine, and Brisbane. And now I can create that audience. And that will appear in here as AR Australia. So now if I click Create Ad, we can go back in and I can pick up the ad where I left off. So just start over with the ad. Sorry, I meant to click use that ad. So AR Australia, continue, put it up here as well. And make sure it's my advertising account again. And now use a saved audience. So I click here, and there it is appearing there, 3.5 million people. Now I normally leave placements automatic. I can set up a budget. So as an example in here, I can set up a budget of say $1,000. Starting that advertising, let's say on the 29th of January. Set the time and going for a month, and over that month I'll spend $1,000. And it's focused on leads, finding leads. So run ads all the time is fine. Estimated daily reach is somewhere between 1,000 to 4,000 people that I'm going to be reaching. And then I can measure those results to see how many people I'm actually getting. Now I want a single image ad. You can do a video if you want to, but I'm going to stick with an image, and you need to choose a stock image. So as an example, I could pick a normal stock image, something that's outrageous or something that's going to get attention. Or I could go to my own image library and find something that I can either have in here previously, or something that I actually want to use. If I have nothing, then I may wish to upload an image, and I can just drop and drag that image in here. So for the moment, we'll just use the image that we've got there. Now I can put text in. So the text might be something like, all married men and women business owners will want to watch this gritty and real video. Now that sort of heading is something that people are going to go, I wonder what this is about. And I can have a headline, which is going to get their attention. So married men and women business owners, do you want it all? So that's a bit long, so we're going to need to trim that down a bit and play around, with this heading to get it down into the right size. But as you can see, I'll take that out. So married business owners, do you want it all? And I'll run variations on this ad. So I might run that ad. And I might run another one that says, are you tired of being a pauper in your own kingdom? And call all married men and business women to that. So I make sure that I've got my Facebook pixel set up. So again, we can access that via all tools, and we go to pixels. I'm not going to cover that in this video. I'll do a separate video on pixels for you. Once we've set up our pixel, we then link that into our website, and we can use it here to track so that when we want to retarget and remarket to them. Now, if I wanted to, I can create a new form here and directly grab people's email addresses. In this case, I'm not going to. In this case, I'm going to actually send them out of ClickFunnels to a landing page, which is this landing page here. So I want to take a copy of that. And as you can see, it says attention married businessmen and women, and with the video that they're going to be watching out of that. So if I go back here and I look at the URL, here, that will link directly to that page. So when they click Learn More, they will be taken directly to that page. And then that's basically it. I click Confirm, and that will be an ad placed. That's how you do it. Any questions, email me or contact me for clarification. Thank you so much, and goodbye for now.